Have you ever wondered how I can stand there and tell you the World Cup this is going to win and these are the scores, and I stand there and you are all here, you can oppose me at any time and you can keep the record until it happens? How? My mouth has been given the access to speak mysteries concerning presidents. From this pulpit here, I can remove some. From the same pulpit, I can dethrone kings. Some will stand here and say your days are numbered, and it won't be a year, a coffin will be sent there. Because we've been in meetings where God has told me, I've made you the leader of the prophetic. Not any prophet, ranking ones. I'm a raw prophet, raw. I come all the way from Mashingo, where God comes from. But to think from that location, we can have the biggest stakeholder in the prophetic image. It doesn't happen unless there is grace. That nobody can really honestly, well-meaning Christian can really honestly speak of the prophetic without mentioning Uebert Angel. Yet if you look at where I'm coming from, there is no qualification there. 1977, before we got independence, in a place in Mashingo called Chifunde, my father was in education and my mother was in the medical field. Now understand that for all this time she had 7 children, 2 miscarriages from the Dutch Reformed Church. When we're talking about the Dutch Reformed Church, we're not talking about these spiritual things, the seeing of angels, the discerning of spirits, the speaking in tongues. The talk about hearing from God was not spoken in the branch that we were in. And after 2 miscarriages, she was told by the doctors, bring your husband. And my father went and they sat with him and said, never have another child again. She was pregnant just a few months after that with my brother called Lee. You know Evangelist Lee. Evangelist Lee, they called him Lee because they said this is limit, in the sense that the doctor said make this one your last, because the womb cannot do it anymore, and they had to remove the ability to have children. So she prayed and said, God, of all my children, if none of them is called as a prophet, give me one child as a miracle. Listen, with everything not medically possible for that to happen, I came out. And this is a woman 5 foot tall, Dutch Reformed Church. That has to show you the love of God goes beyond your church name. Hear me. Who am I? What did I do for my mother to receive an answer to prayer? There is nothing I did. I was not in existence. But it seems as if somebody knew my destiny before I got to my destiny. I'm a result of grace. All these prophecies you see, all the healings you see, are a result of grace. Imagine a woman prays, God help me. Let me have a child. When it's impossible to have that. But before that, my life is akin to the Lord Jesus Christ's life in a certain way. Let me explain, so that it doesn't seem like I'm touting my own horn. In 1977, in July, in our rural area, there were so many soldiers who came, because the Rhodesian army was fighting, of course, our army. And they came and killed so many people in that location. And then on the 4th of January of the following year, after they had killed people the previous year, my father was at his in-laws and my mother at the house. My sisters were also up there. Not black soldiers from the Rhodesian army, no, Jews, mercenaries were the ones that were hired by the government. And they landed behind the mountains of our homestead, which is just a few kilometers from the in-laws of my father, or rather grandfather. They arrived around 3 p.m. I'm talking about the same Jews that tried to kill Jesus Christ. It's amazing when you do like this. You can do your research and to know what they did. They said they hired them for strategy, but that's not the case. It was for strategy, but most of them were mercenaries to keep us under bondage to the colonial rule. When they got to that place, they started shooting people point blank. My relatives, by the way. And it's around 3. And my father ran and went into the just small bush that was there. He thought he would just pass through, and then he saw a well and he jumped into the well. From 3 to 7, he was in the well. No mention of what they were looking for. They were just killing people. And by the way, this is the 4th of January. And if you can calculate that time, you realize that 9 months will fall on the 4th of September. I was born on the 6th of September. Now hear this. That means if I was born full term, I was not there on the 4th of January. That means if my father had died on the 4th of January, you would not be in this room. And I say this in the presence of my relatives that are here, and they know what I'm saying. You get to a point where you realize, wait a minute. So this moment, this time right now, this man is saved because there is a generation to save. My mother, 9 months pregnant, close to 9 months. And the soldiers had come home. It was a play in there. And soldiers guarded her, killed the other Smith armies, Smith soldiers. And after she was saved, she said one statement: "What can I do for you?" And one soldier said, "Do this one thing for me. Don't give me anything, but name this child Uebert." That's how I was named. I've been to areas where spirits teach men, where you can be subjected to a decorum you don't know in the spirit. You sit down and events are dictated to you. I want you to see, grace is my crown. Only grace. I didn't get here by some kind of works that I did. I'm sorry for the people that are actually working to end their stripes. No, I came here by grace. If you entertain the revelation of grace, you save yourself from trouble, and you get to many dimensions that people who are praying daily and hourly will never get to. I see there is a team of preachers standing on the pulpit condemning people, correcting everybody, and they miss grace. Grace is not a license to sin. It's an empowerment to stop sin. I remember one time what gave me agency is when I had this huge angel come into the room. And here is what he says. He says, "I'm here to tell you, you have been made a leader of ranking prophets." No, you're not hearing me. This movement we are in is a movement that is greater than the movement of Paul. I know you didn't get that. We have seen things that if we begin to tell you here, you run around and say, no, it's not true. I have people here, even in the first row here. We have filmed lights that were set in the ground. You see a ball of light sit there and you have to take a photo. And some had videos, still have them today. And not realize what it is. You arrive there and it's not there. But on your video it's there. I'm a man created by grace. Have you ever thought that almost every Sunday when we do our healing, you hear HIV is going, cancer is gone? What do you think that is? Do you think that is manufactured in my house? Do you think that is a result of prayer, that I've prayed a lot for this to happen? Grace. I could hear the voice of God from my youth. speak to spirits. You see, here there is a big difference between spirits and angels. Angels are still spirits. But being able to see spiritual beings in the realm of the spirit and be able to know this is this spirit, this is the one responsible for this is the one responsible for this, and you begin to speak like that. I didn't marry my wife by some accident, by some excitement. Like, oh, Mama Mia, come to Papa. No, not that kind of thing. It had to be God speaking, and I looked at it and said, this is God speaking. I was just a young man. You see this logo we have here? This is the custard apple tree. That's where God spoke to me. It just so happened that I am trying to pick a wild African custard apple, and I heard a voice. I had no sense to disbelieve it. I was too young to doubt, and God knew I have to grab his attention now before he grows up enough to doubt. These little kids that you have, fashion them toward the direction of no doubt. No doubt whatsoever. They don't have to think twice. They need to believe God. I remember one time when I just wanted to know what God was going to be using me in, and I would watch Pastor Chris every time. Just watch. Before I had access to him, I would watch him, and I realized something peculiar about him. That every time he mentioned a spiritual happening, like I met an angel, the story would be less than 30 seconds. He never finished. He would say, I saw a big angel, beautiful, blue eyes. Oh, that was wonderful. And then he goes to another story. And I'm like, no. Please go deeper on this one. I want to compare with what? Let's compare. No. Because he knew people don't believe. So better to give them snippets and move on. Because their spirits will be immature to contain. There are things I will never do here. Never. That if you sit and stand with my people and start asking what happens when you're around, they will tell you stories that you think, but why is it not happening in church? Because those ones have moved with me and understand exactly where we are going. There is no place I enter before angels arrive. I move with an entourage of angels, military cadets that gets in and arrange the chair. They clear the environment before I get there. And I've realized one thing: the moment I get into a room where they've already cleared of landmines and obstacles, the moment I get in and I'm not conscious of it, disaster happens. Because I'm not conscious of what was going to take place. But every time I enter and I'm conscious of them arriving before time, things begin to happen. I have meetings and cadets, places that I've been to in the realm of the spirit, where meetings are held, juntas of the spirit, where they sit and talk, and I'm listening to their voices as they arrange what will happen in America, what will happen in Zimbabwe. This is the reason why my mouth has been given the access to speak mysteries concerning presidents. From this pulpit here, I can remove some. From the same pulpit, I can dethrone kings. From the same pulpit, we can establish governments, put presidents in power, prime ministers in positions. Fire some. Some will stand here and say your days are numbered, and it won't be a year. A coffin will be set there. And it's only you who says, hey, wait a minute, he said these words. Wait. What's happening? Because we've been in meetings where God has told me, I've made you the leader of the prophetic. And he says, your revival shall be for ranking prophets. Not any prophet, ranking ones. If your prophet says he's number 1, he's a ranking prophet. If he says he's number 2, he is a ranking prophet. If he says he's number 7, he is a ranking prophet, and the leader is here. In the same vein, there are some who are prophetic and still in healing and in teaching. They are grouped differently. I'm a raw prophet. Raw. Don't miss categories. At one time I said there are only 7 prophets on earth, and people getting angry. It means they know they are not in the part of this part of the 7. If you are number 6, you'll be excited. Say, the man has told the truth. What God told me about the prophetic is not up to an argument. Just check the results. Check the number of the international prophecies. Check the number. And then you realize we have been put in certain locations in the spirit where we control environments. What would cause Pastor Chris to say Uebert Angel is the most remarkable prophet in our generation in Christianity today? Pastor Chris? Do you think he wastes his words? If there is a man who keeps a premium of the words he speaks, is him. Rodin Howard Brown said, since the time of Branham, this is the prophet I've seen at this level. Prophet Cobus of blessed memory said, I've seen unctions from Jake Cole, from William Morrow and Branham in the prophetic. These men, I've not seen any action close to Branham than like this. Am I saying I'm the best there is? No, there are prophets of notable signs and wonders. There are prophets in healing also. There are prophets who are great teachers. There are prophets who have other functional. They are functionaries in the spirit. But when it comes to what is called the prophecy, don't dance champion. Satamba shash. No. And you are custodians of the prophetic wherever you are. That's not to say we know everything. We know everything that God tells us. The reality of life is, if you want to be used in the same language and in the same area, in the same capacity, you cannot attract what you can't respect. Honor it first, then you will see it manifest. We are sons of witches and wizards. So we have an affinity with people who are dead. We like them. If you die, you are a general. If you are still alive, you are not. So that's why we are still talking about the mantle of Idahosa, the mantle of this one. Yet the mantles are here. What do you think God is doing with mantles in heaven? Wicked generation. At one time, I saw the Lord, and the Lord told me, every fault in the prophetic, you will be questionable. He said, every fault in the prophetic, I will ask of you. This is why I came here a few weeks back and I said, I'm starting a new revival. I'm changing the structures to a point where I will not just wait for my sons to do something. I will approach them. I will confront sons. I will fix what's wrong in the prophetic so that there can be a revival of the prophetic. Say, I'm a raw prophet. I can have the teaching ministry, the healing ministry, but the idea is, when it comes to the prophetic, I sleep there, I eat there, I walk there, I run there, I live there. One day your eyes will open and you begin to see. The problem in Christianity is we have schisms, we have factions where somebody says, my pastor is the main one, my deacon is the main one, my bishop is the main one. So the church is not joined. Even the pastors are not telling the truth. And I've seen a lot coming in now. I've seen a lot. The great Uebert said, this Uebert Angel should be ready, because nations and kings, I see him around the world, and this is the modern day prophet that God sent to the world. He said it with it. I've never met him myself, but what did I do? Zero. I didn't go on top of a mountain and pray to be anything. The things I've seen with my own eyes that I can't say to you. It will take time. One day I'll tell you things that have happened to me.